Hey, 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 it's Maria. How is everyone? Happy Sunday night. It is Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. with the Free to Dream sessions. With me, Maria Kaufman. I am a life coach and I help people achieve their dreams. And I do this Free to Dream session on Sunday nights to get everyone inspired to dream because dreaming is the first step to doing. How is everyone tonight? I am thrilled that it's starting to feel like fall here in Pennsylvania. I am appreciating the cooler weather. It has been unseasonably warm for a little bit longer than normal. Yeah, through this week, the whole week, it even felt still like a bit of more of a summertime temperatures, which I appreciate it when I'm taking my bike ride. I actually went for a ride tonight. And it was a bit chilly. I had to layer up a bit. I forget what it's like when the temperature changes. And the one thing that I'll say I forgot this evening on my bike ride with the cool weather was my gloves, right? Because when you ride, your hands don't have a whole lot of muscle or even fat. So, and they don't do a lot whenever you ride your bike. So I noticed right away that I need to get my gloves out already to do my bike ride. So that's some good news. Happy to hear that. So we are once again into the middle of October, halfway through the first month of the last quarter of the last part of 2021 calendar year, anyways, depending on how you count your quarters. So just to jump in, other than talking about the weather, let's talk about some dreaming. So once again, I'll try and share, not even try, I will share my screen and see what happens here. Now we're going to go with this. Actually, let me get this started. I noticed that when I share my screen and then I go off of my screen with that counter on, it does not count. So that is an interesting feature, I will say. So let's get into the screen share. And the more I do this, I'm sure the quicker I will get. There we go. Free to dream. And I always like to say there's never been a more important time for inspiring women's leadership. It is awesome these days if you're following social media and following certain news. I typically don't watch the mainstream news. I pick and choose the news that I want to receive because just watching the news can be a dream killer in and of itself. So I usually try and stay away, or I very, very consciously consume it when I want to. The downside there is sometimes, obviously, I'm not up with the latest and the greatest news breaks, but I find that to be an advantage for the most part. All right. So tonight, in the dream stage or the dream phase, I'm talking about accelerators and decelerators. So just to bring you up from the past couple, I'm kind of talking in October about dreaming in general, some of the basics. So I had started off with talking about SMART goals and unstoppable goals. So hopefully, if you haven't seen that, you can go back into the history of these lives on Facebook. I am also posting these on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. All of those social media links are available at my website, which I usually have here on most of my slides. I had that on the opening, and I certainly will share that in the end as well. So, SMART goals and unstoppable goals, always nice to have at least one of those in the forefront. Whether you have it on even on a post-it and you just put that post-it on your mirror in the mornings. If an unstoppable goal is a little bit longer, in the earlier live that I did, I kind of talked about that should be a full page worth of detail into exactly what that unstoppable goal really, really looks like, exactly what it is. Even if it's a page long and you do a recording of it, the title of it should be in the forefront, nice and quick and easy for you to remember. Because the idea is that is the thing that you're constantly focusing on as a habit, right? Think of it as, having your coffee in the morning, right? I'm a coffee lover, so I don't go a day without drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. I'm definitely a 1 cup of coffee and I'm done for the entire day. It is one of my peace practices. Love the coffee time. And actually, for me, along with my coffee time, I do some journaling. So that is a daily opportunity for me to, let me go back here, to be reminded basically of what my goals are, right? So that's the point of having a goal is to have that fresh in your mind. What tends to happen is if it's not fresh in your mind, we can kind of forget about it. And then life takes us on a bit of a tour in and of itself. So there's accelerators and decelerators. I think even last week I was talking that as soon as you put a dream out there, and I encouraged everyone to say it out loud, right? Literally, tell somebody, a trusted friend who can hold your dream in confidence and in positive light. You share that with somebody, it's actually going to help accelerate that dream coming true naturally. So some of the other accelerators and decelerators, what happens when we start dreaming, right? As soon as you start to dream, it will put that dream into play. Just defining the SMART goal and unstoppable goal puts it into play. And then you begin to work toward that dream, ideally. And actually, it's interesting even to witness yourself and to see what happens in your life once you define that. So a couple things may happen. Some, depending on how what the dream is and whatever the nature, imposter syndrome is one of the decelerators that might set in right away. So you take all this effort and really think about those SMART and unstoppable goals, really detail them out. You're feeling good about them, especially the SMART goal, right? I talked about how the R in SMART is for relevant. How relevant or reasonable is that SMART goal for you? So, one of the reactions can be maybe the next day you get up, you're having your coffee, and you have a post-it on your mirror, and you start working toward that goal, or at least looking at it, reminding yourself, hey, just yesterday I put all this effort into defining this SMART goal, and now here we go. So what happens with imposter syndrome is there's a part of you that asks the question, who am I to have this dream? Right? And that can be a complete decelerator right out of the gates, right? Even after spending all that time or effort, or maybe not even a lot of time or effort, whatever that may be for you and your goals, that voice inside your head that wants to question, who are you to even have this goal, may be one of the biggest decelerators to achieving that dream. So another thing that may happen is, you're all in. No imposter syndrome for you. You're going for it. So you start to act in a way that makes that goal or that dream come true. And then what you may run into is there's a fork in the road. And what I mean by a fork in the road is something, and not maybe a voice in your head, maybe a situation in life is presented to you. And that situation, maybe you have, I don't know, maybe somebody calls you out of the blue and tries to entice you into spending your time, maybe, or your money or your effort into something else that may be distracting you from your goal. Yeah, so many examples, but nothing right now right away. So anyways, so there's a fork in the road. So something's going to challenge you basically outside of you. Maybe not that voice inside your head, but it's more of a life situation that's going to be, some people interpret that as a sign. Maybe this is the way the saying goes is this is a sign that I should maybe reconsider or redirect my goal. So those are something to watch out for, right? And sometimes it could be a challenging, I'll say a challenging, but the situation challenges you to pull away from your dream and gives you an opportunity to seal in your commitment to your dream. So maybe it is something that you just need to say no to, right? Even if you get so excited about it, it could be something very, very exciting, right? So it's interesting how life works that way. And the last thing that could be, the last general thing, as soon as you start setting goals, is perfectionism. So maybe you're still working on your SMART goals or your unstoppable goals, and that 1 hour task has now turned into a month-long task for you, and you just don't feel like you have it right. And maybe you should reconsider. And the more you think about it, the more you want to think about it. And the thinking about it is actually the activity that holds you back from accomplishing it. So those are a couple of flavors along with decelerators and accelerators for your dreams. So what do you do about it, right? So that is one of the coolest things about being a life coach is that, and actually I think I had one more slide there. And all it said was mindset. So as a coach, that's what we do a lot of times with our clients is just work on mindset and what comes up, what's going on inside your head. What are the thoughts? What are the feelings that come up? How comfortable do you feel about that goal? So especially the big ones, breaking them down. So that is the gist a little bit on accelerators and decelerators to the dream phase. Just to keep you up to date on what's going on at the Kauffman Institute right now. So at the Kauffman Institute, October, we are turning the 3 essential strategies empowered women use for success right now is available. If you go to our website at mariakaufman.com, you will find some buttons that say, tell me more. And you can click on those and it'll take you to another page that gives you all the details inside of, or that give you some more information about what the 3 essential strategies empowered women use for success is all about. We are converting that right now from a PDF download, which you can access right now by signing up. We're converting that into a mini course. So regardless of whether you go and get on the email list now, which I always recommend, we're just going to give you some updates on the podcast. Every Sunday at 11 a.m., I release another episode of The Everyday Heroine with Maria Kaufman, where I inspire women through stories of women making their dreams come true. So all, stories and inspirations and tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff in that podcast. So I typically send out a weekly email to let you know what the current podcast episode is all about. I will also be updating you with the recent changes as this mini course comes out. If you're on the email list, you certainly will be gaining access to that mini course once it is available. That is on the schedule here in October to bring that to completion and deliver it to everyone on our list. So certainly we encourage you to be on the list already. Other than that, the only other recent change that's happened on my website is the Coaches Consult. So now if you go to mariakaufman.com, you will see a button that says Consult a Coach. And that gives you access to my calendar to schedule a coaching consult call. It is basically an empowerment session where I work out and pull out all of those dreams and things that you are wanting to accomplish. And we begin right in that hour session to figure out exactly what you want and exactly what dreams you are working to accomplish. So that's a little bit about that. Other than that, that's all we have for now. Certainly, we will continue the discussion on the Dream series moving forward. Anyone experiencing imposter syndrome and perfectionism in any way, the Coach Consult call is an excellent place to work through those types of I'll say issues, right? So a lot of times what we do is we just get stuck. I know for me, I was either driving toward a goal that, once again, sometimes those goals were not even necessarily set by me. It was kind of something that I overheard somebody talking about, and it sounded like a great idea. And I thought, I don't have any goals myself right now. And that sounds like a good one. So I might as well work toward it. And it was in those times where I did not have my own goals that I was working on for myself, where things in life kind of felt like I was waffling and, not, working certainly at my best. And the more life went on, I would get into situations where it just felt like I knew I had a lot of talent. I know I'm a smart person. I know I'm heavily driven, but no one really ever taught me how to do some of these things. And through a lot of learning the hard way, I have now developed a solid framework to help other women get there a lot quicker. So you don't have to struggle. You don't have to be stuck. And, life is precious. And now is the time. Now is absolutely time. And anything is possible. I tell that to my clients all the time. And it is amazing to see what can happen when you are open to that change, open and ready to that change when you want. So I encourage you once again, check out mariakaufman.com and hope to see you back next Sunday for the Free to Dream sessions. And certainly use social media to let me know what those dreams are as well. Feel free to DM me. Get in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I am all about helping women achieve their goals in life. The bigger, the better. All right, that's all for now. Have a good night.